Very good evening, friends. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. Standing today on 11th January 2021, we are going to be shooting a pretty interesting video on Treasury Management Systems plus crypto. I understand that as I speak crypto, people always think about Bitcoin, but unfortunately, crypto is more than the Bitcoin. But before I go ahead, let me remind you that our news desk is live, our OTT platform is live, our video trainings are live. We have launched many different kind of video trainings and all. In case you wanted to have, then you can definitely WhatsApp +91, which is an Indian code, 9899242978 +91 9899242978. We all understand that the big banks of the globe are having multiple subsidiaries across the globe. Example, if I speak about Goldman, if I speak about JP Morgan, if I speak about Citi, if I speak about UBS, Barclays and all, they are almost everywhere in this world. I think except 4 or 5 countries where practically business is not possible, they are almost everywhere in this world. Henceforth, for them, it is almost impossible to have one front office, because if they would have one front office, then the human is having limitations. They cannot have, one person cannot handle all front office, even if you hire a big team. They need to bifurcate the front office. Plus, we also understand that they are taking position in all these asset classes. Now, this is known as fixed income. This is known as currencies. This is known as commodities. This is known as credit derivatives. This is known as crypto. And this is known as, this S means structured derivatives. Now, they are dealing in all these asset classes. And that is the reason they are the top banks of the globe. Because if you compare them with Asian banks, and even if Singaporean banks, they are not dealing in all asset classes. Now, the big banks of the globe they are practically everywhere. So what they do, they divide their front, middle and back office accordingly, which is known as Asia Pacific region, which includes, I'm just naming the big countries. There are so many countries: Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. Then they have which is known as Singapore plus India. In this, they capture the business of Singapore plus India. Then they have one setup of Europe, which covers the whole European Union. Denmark, Sweden, London, Paris, Switzerland, and whatnot. Then they have one which covers United States of America. Of course, it includes Latin America also. That we need to understand. This all setup is replicated for front office and it is replicated for middle office. But sometimes it is not replicated for back office. There is a reason to it, and I think that reason is justified reason, because the banks feel that if we have one back office for every country, then it would have a big cost on in their books. So what they do, they have a simple solution to that, and I agree with that. They have a solution which is known as global back office, which is sometimes known as GBS also. In fancy terms, they are known as GBS also. So this global back office covering all countries, Asia Pacific, Singapore, India, Europe and US. It's a big team actually, and in sometimes they set up the captives also. Now what happened? Since we are focusing on crypto, how exactly it works? Now this time I am not writing Asia and all, I am just writing everywhere. Asia Pacific till US, which includes Latin America also. It take position in fixed income, currencies, commodities, credit derivatives. I'm not writing crypto deliberately. Structured derivatives and banking technologies. But many banks have added another desk also, which is known as crypto. In crypto, they are dealing in spots like Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, and there are so many spots which we have. They are dealing in futures, like Bitcoin is traded in futures also. They are taking positions in ETF also, exchange traded funds. I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but there are few ETFs we have also of crypto, but that's a separate thing, that these ETFs are of no use. And number 4, and very important, they take, which is known as crypto tokens. And 5th and last, they sometimes do the structuring also, which is known as ICO structuring, STO structuring, and there are so many types of structuring, and so on and so forth. Now what happens? These all things have supposed to be there in the TMS. Now what happens that the legacy based TMS. Now I don't want to name the company, but we have two companies in the TMS, those who are providing legacy based system. The legacy based systems are designed in such a way that they are taking inputs from feeders, now feeder could be Reuters or it could be Bloomberg. And they pass this to the system TMS, and TMS pass this to ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, could be SAP or Oracle. By the way, there are many. And this end up having reporting. Now in US, this is 10K or 10Q. I mentioned 10K, which is annual report. But the point is, these legacy based systems are now changing because now they need to add something which is known as crypto. So how exactly things are happening is, there are two options. Let me write, because let me have the option one, how we can handle this. Option one, which is fairly complicated. I call this option as customization. Now, what is that option? Customize TMS, which means lots of changes. And remember that, guys, once you customize the TMS, any TMS, then the cost will grow rather than it comes down. It never comes down. It will continue to grow. Customized TMS is completely dependent on the coding. And this coding is of high cost and high resources. Now, this will link with feeders. Which I already told, it is either Reuters or Bloomberg. This will share basically ERP packages like SAP and Oracle. They fetch the information from there and they will give this to the final reporting, which in US parlance is known as 10K or 10Q. 10K is basically the annual report is all about 10K. But this is a high cost item. Now let me change. Now the issue here is that if I mention number one, it is huge coding. Number two, more than 100 plus coins. Which one to add? Which one to delete? Number three, huge volatility. Like yesterday, Bitcoin was 41 almost. Today it is 32. It means that in one day, it has lost $8,000 per coin. $8,000 per coin. Guys, that's a very huge amount. Number four, and very important, mark to market valuation. And there are multiple issues which we are having. Now, these all issues cannot be resolved via coding. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Now option number 2, which is now currently in prevalent, is you have legacy TMS. You did some form of coding, but it's okay. But rather than having a coding or crypto, what you do, you will join hands with this party. Now this party is a party actually who having liquidity, marketplace, and more importantly, what the exchange is also offering is the participants and linking. So what exactly is the right structure of the TMS? That this is the legacy based structure you carry. Because you have no option. This you integrate with the exchange platform, which nowadays is very easy due to blockchain. But there is an issue. The issue is that the majority of the TMS not yet blockchain enabled. That is another problem of life. Together, you have a TMS which covers the legacy products plus the crypto. But there are few issues like SAP and Oracle, they are not very much configurable with respect to that. As of now, the 10K reporting of the big banks not started in terms of, I would say, not started in terms of crypto and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, as the majority of the banks of the globe are moving towards crypto, this is the only solution left for them to handle that. Now, more importantly, the issue will come when the big banks like JP Morgan said they would have their own coin, and many banks said they would have own coins when they would be launching their own coins. Anyways, we need to wait and watch when the time will come. This is how the TMS is changing. So treasury management system is changing from the legacy based products to exchange based products, basically. But one thing is very clear, that one good thing which is happening is that this part, the feeders are very much configurable in nature. So basically how it would happen, that now you have a front office setup in ANZ plus Japan. You have a front office setup in Singapore plus India. You are having a front office setup in Europe. You are having a front office setup in US. Plus you have a setup in crypto exchange, cryptocurrency exchange, who practically works 24 hours. The front offices of different zone and timings will have an access to the platform of the crypto exchange. Together, the whole data will feed into the TMS. Now, this is legacy and this is what I said. Oh my god, this is crypto. Wait guys. So this is legacy plus crypto. This data will fetch into the ERP module, which is basically enterprise resource planning. Now it could be SAP. Customization is really tough, or Oracle. This ERP package will share the information with the reporting structure of that bank or maybe financial institution, and then finally comes the 10K. This is 10K. But please remember that, like I told you, here you need to handle the spots till coins. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting Group. You know that we are providing treasury management system related trainings, and now we are launching the video courses about treasury management system as well. If you wish, you can definitely WhatsApp at this number. We will let you know how you can join the training programs. Thank you, and have a great time ahead.